Hi, once again, this is Hans Firm. So this time, we will going to set up a Tank G. This is multi-effects pedal for guitar, but we were not going to connect it straight from our guitar in and output going to amp. But what we're going to do is we're going to connect it to our mixer. So, but not an ordinary line in. I mean, yeah, for this 12 channel mixer, I'm not be putting on an ordinary line, but rather what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the effects part of the mixer. So which is some of the amplifier, they do have also this effects send and return. So what's the purpose of this one? Basically, if you want to preserve your preamp, right? Say for example, all your EQs, if you have also some effects within your mixer or within your amplifier, you want to preserve that one, all you have to do is you have to plug your external effects into a send and return of your either mixer or an amplifier. So we might be needing a couple of wires for the in and out, or maybe I can use the XLR out here, and of course one input coming, one cable will going to connect to one of the line inputs here, but not on the line one. But normally to enable the send and return, we're going to use the 12th channel. Yeah, because the 12th channel is pretty much like dedicated to your USB. If you want to play along with the USB music controlled with EQ within the channel, so we have an optional, we can connect or we can click that one. But this time, similarly also with this brand of this mixer, if I want to connect it and enable my send and return effects, it has to be only in the channel 12. Right, so without further ado, we have a guitar, we have a mixer, we have our gadget, and we have some cables out here. So let's plug in. This time I might be using XLR output from my Tank G, right? But you can also use this 1/4-inch jack out here. So I'm going to connect this output going to the return. You can see that return. And from my input, right, I need to have an extra cable for that. And I'm going to connect it over here. All right, and of course I have to bring it in the send. All right, there you go. So let's turn it on. If I turn on this now, all right, so you're seeing now the Tank G is enabled. All right, so for us to test this, we need, of course, one cable, 1/4-inch jack. Let's put it in line 12 of this mixer, and then of course at the end I'll be plug it on my guitar. Right, so let's check whether this sounds already. There you go, you can hear that one, right? So because I have already enabled this, right? All right, so which means this time the effects is pretty much working. So I have here bank B of 1. I think there is a distortion, a heavy distortion, right? And that is a clean tone, right? There you go. So what will happen if we will going to connect in this guitar anywhere from this line 1 to 11, right? Say for example, yeah, it will still sound, but it seems that the my effects is not working, right? Because most of the uh, mixer, they do have a dedicated channel only for you to use the send and the return effects of your equipment or a mixer. So which means it only has to be connected in the channel 12. So if I increase this, yeah, you see, just like I do have a chorus and distortion. Right. So the beauty of this one is, of course, by default, it's turned on the bank. Right. If I'm going to make it live for this setup, so this is a live setup for Tank G. If I turn off this one now, everything is turned off. So only that volume is turned on, which means all the EQs set here, my mid, my high, my low, even everything else that from this channel 12, including the gain and the fader, will be running, right? So which means I'm still be working on this channel EQs, even though I'm plugging an FX there, because sometimes the real sound of an amp or an FX is just like, it's pretty much they compromising each other. But the beauty of this Tank G, it's also an amp basically, right? It's come with an amp because there are different IR cap that will be set there, right? So advisable, it has to be set in live. Right, so which means whenever I want to enable this reverb, you will see, right, it will be literally the effects of the reverb you can hear from, right, while it's not compromising our EQs in our mixer, right? So similarly also, we can also choose the cab here. Say for example, this is one of my favorite cab. Right, there you go. Right, so if you don't want to use this, I might be using like a delay. So these two blue knob, which a delay time and dynamic will gonna be enabled, right? Similarly also, if I want to choose the C mode, right, this one is for the speed, and for a bit crunchy sound like a distorted or distortion, along with the EQs of the low, mids, and treble, we're gonna be in this D, right? See, the gain is over here. See, yeah, I'll increase the gain, right? So, which means I'm still holding on the channel mixes, my EQs, along with separately on my multi-effects pedal. Of course, I could include about, let's say, a reverb plus this one with a gain. Right, so that's it. See, let's say let's put some delay on it. All right, so I can still decrease. Of course, we can still increase, decrease our volume from this fader, and right, you will, and of course, it will also affect our gain and even our EQs, mid, high, and low over here, right? So, say for example, this effects, and let's put a bit high. Yeah, that's it. There you go. So of course everything else will going to be working along with your effects and the pre-built EQs that will not be compromising the sound of your mixer, or even if you're running with a cab, I mean an amp that comes with the send and request, send and return, by the way, right? So once again, so let me just turn off this one. Right. So of course we could also use the bank that we have already saved it there, right? Yeah, these are the I have registered in every bank of my Tank G. So I have pretty much like this clean tone, but that one is a live one. If I long press this one, of course, it will going to be in a live mode, right? So oh wait, I'm now on the, it's like, yeah, this one is basically the tuner basically, right? So I think I have dropped E flat a bit, right? So there you go. So if we really want to make this kind of setup with your send and return effect setting of your mixer or your amplifier that will not compromise the sounds of your pedal effects, so it would be also be better with that kind of setup, right? So if you want to see the difference, that we will going to be connecting this one straight from the line input of our mixer, and of course straight from this end we're going to be the guitar itself. So of course you'll see the difference. So which means this time I will not be using the channel 12, but rather I'm going to use okay, I'll just put it somewhere here. I'm going to use a line 1, and of course this must be connected to my guitar. Okay, one sec. So we have to replace this. It's a good thing I have used different color cables, so you can see that we are still having we're totally changing now our setup. It used to be here, the black one. Right, so the guitar is connected from the input of our Tang-G. Will not be utilizing now the send and return, but rather straight from our multi-effects, and it will send it to our line in of our mixer, right? Yeah, see, right? So which means it's pretty much overlapping now the multi-effects from our mixer, but anyhow, of course you can still hear the difference. Yeah, right. Mixer still works, but sometimes you could not hear it clearly where exactly are the preamp of your mixer, along with your, of course, it's a preamp of your multi-effects. Right, it works both, but of course it would be also be recommended that you know exactly how to set up all your EQs, right? And definitely it will going to boost also your sounds or your guitar, especially if you're using this kind of setup. So either the way, you can work with a return and send, or just straight from here, or either if you don't have an XLR output, doesn't matter, you have both ends, a 1/4 inch jack, right? So there you go. So thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll come back to our next video. Bye bye for now. God bless you all.